Hey everybody, it's Diane Gale here from the blog and YouTube channel Sustainable Slow Living, and today we are going to make guilt-free carrot muffins. If you are like I am, you like to have carrot muffins, carrot cake, all of those nice carrot baked goods at this time of year. But they're full of sugar. They're really not that good for you. So this is a healthier version. Is it really healthy for you? Well, I'm looking here at the ingredients that are in front of me, and I would have to say it really is pretty healthy for you. There is brown sugar in it. There does have to be some kind of sweetener. So, you know, there is a little sugar. And I did use all-purpose flour, white all-purpose flour for this. I used organic. I'm okay with using organic white flour. Some people may not be. You can definitely substitute whole wheat flour if you want to. So, yes, overall I would say that these are pretty guilt-free muffins. Not perfect, but all things considered, definitely a healthy snack. And if you're going to indulge in a little bit of carrot baked goodness this year, this is the way to go. So let's get to it. We'll put them together. They're super easy. The first thing that I'm going to do is cream together my butter and my sugar. I have a 1/4 cup of butter and a 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar in here. And I'm just going to take this blender and cream that together. I should have mentioned that you want your butter to be room temperature so that it creams together really well with your sugar. And once you have it creamed together, you're going to take and you're going to put in 2 farm fresh eggs and blend them as well. The next thing we're going to put in this bowl is 1 cup of grated carrots. 1/2 cup of unsweetened applesauce, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're going to take and we're going to mix this together really well. You can get rid of that blender. You're done with that. And we're going to move on to our dry mix. So here we have 1 cup of organic all-purpose white flour, a 1/2 cup of oat flour, and a 1/4 cup of flax meal. Oat flour you can make by simply taking whole rolled oats and putting them in a food processor and processing them until they're a flour consistency. And flax meal you can make by taking flax seeds and putting them in like a coffee grinder. Same thing as the food processor idea, but they're smaller and you do a smaller amount. So you want them in something smaller like a coffee grinder. And you just grind them up so that they're more like a powder. So if those are things that you don't already have in your cabinet because you buy them, they're simple enough to make. So we have 1 cup of organic all-purpose white flour, 1/2 cup of oat flour, and 1/4 cup of flax meal. And to that we are going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we are also going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I am going to use this spatula, even though it's a little gunky. And I'm just going to mix this together. Often in baking you mix your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients separate and then mix them together. It just makes for a more even blend. And that is what we're going to do today. So we're going to take these dry ingredients and we're going to put them in with the wet ingredients. And then again, mix everything together. You don't have to overmix. Just mix until everything is blended. And you'll be able to tell that pretty well because it's pretty obvious with the flour in there. So there we go. That's mixed together pretty well. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put it in cupcake wrappers in a muffin tin. One of the things that I've been dying to try that I've been seeing all over the internet is they're taking the rings to the lids of canning jars and they're laying them out on a baking sheet, and then they're putting the cupcake wrappers in those and making cupcakes that way. So you can, make a lot more than you can in a tin. I have a small tin anyway. Usually you can do a dozen, but I think it would be really cool if that works, to give it a try. So if any of you have tried it, or if you do try it, be sure to let me know down in the comments, because I'm not sure when I'm going to get to it. So we've got just 6 tins here, and I am going to take this mix and I am going to put it in them. There is going to be more than 6. I'm going to have to bake 2 batches. There's no doubt about that. It looks like I'm probably going to have about 12 here. These will not rise all that much. They will rise, but not a great deal. So I'm going to kind of fill them pretty much to the top. Okay, so I think I have just enough for maybe 2 more, and I'm thinking that we should try a little experiment with those rims to the canning jar lids. I'm not going to lie, it doesn't look to me like it's going to work. It's worth a shot. I still want to know down in the comments whether or not you tried it. Alright you guys, so that wipes us out of mix. We have 8 muffins. I couldn't remember how much this recipe made because I really only make it like this time of year. And it's a newer recipe. I've only made it a few times. But we've got about 8 here, and we're going to see how these work out in this in these little lids. They don't sit tight in there, so I'm not sure. I have the oven preheated to 350, and I'm going to put these in the oven. I will let you know how long it takes. I'm expecting it to take about 25 minutes or so. So I will be back when they're done, and we can have a taste. Alright you guys, they are ready to eat. So it took about 20 minutes at 350 degrees in the oven, and basically it's like any other cake. If you insert a knife in the center and it comes out clean, you know that you're done, you're good to go. I do want to talk to you about 2 things. The first is icing. So if you want to put some kind of icing on this, you can. I like them just the way they are because they're delicious and I don't feel like they need icing, and that's just extra sugar. But you can make yourself like a powdered sugar icing and just drizzle it on the top, and then you don't have very much. You can also just drizzle pure honey or pure maple syrup over the top if you really want it to be a little bit sweeter, and then you're getting a natural sugar. So that's probably the better way to go. I'm going to keep them just like this. And the other thing is, I wanted to talk to you about add-ins, things that you can put in them if you choose. You can add in pineapple, raisins, nuts, dried cranberries, coconut, just about anything that you can think of you can add into the batter, and it's kind of nice because then you can change up your muffins a little bit, each time that you have them. And other than that, I just want to show you this. So this is the muffin that I did in the ring from the canning jar. and it actually worked pretty well. I mean, it's flatter than the other muffins. As you can see, you can compare them here, right? It is flatter for sure, but this worked. So you can definitely do that if you need extra muffin tins one day when you're making something. And other than that, I think we are going to unwrap and have a bite. Very good. I love the flax meal. It's not a sweet muffin. It is a guilt-free carrot muffin. Not really sweet. A lot more like a bran muffin, but you can definitely taste the cinnamon and the ginger and the carrot. It's very good. So you should make yourself some for sure. Eat them guilt-free. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments below. And thank you so much for joining me here today. And you and I are going to get together again really soon.